Hello and welcome to Straight Up, a conversation with our community's risk takers and barrier breakers, and that is why I am so excited to welcome our guest today, Juan Gonzalez, the market president for KeyBank. Welcome, Juan. So let's get right into it, Juan. I appreciate you being here.
Oh, thank you all. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you everyone for being here with us.
That's right. So you're originally from Colombia. What made you stay in Indianapolis, and what made you start your career here?
I came here 24 years ago to do my master's, my MBA. I ended up going to Boulder University and concentration in finance. And then as life goes, my last semester I did an internship here at a local institution. Graduated from it. A good friend of mine from South Africa was working at another bank at the time, and they hired me to go do some commercial underwriting. Colombia was going through a little turmoil, as the history books tell us. But then, so I stayed longer here because, life here is very good. We knew Indianapolis, Indiana, Colombia, because of the 500. We've been raising funds forever. So that was attractive to me. And then we knew the Indiana Pacers too. So I get here, and one of the first things that you notice is that people, the Latino community is starting to grow. 24 years ago, there was not that many. But now look at what Indianapolis is. You go to the west side and there's like 85 different languages and restaurants. You go to the south side and now the Burmese community has their own little neighborhood with supermarkets. You go to the north side. I mean, everywhere you go now, there's a little bit of different communities growing, which for me has been transformational personally. This community is very welcoming and allows you to participate. You want to participate. That's the way I was raised by my parents. Always to give back. Fortunately, I've been able to do that here in Indianapolis.
And you really have. It's something that I think a lot of us know about you. You're out in the community, you're on board, you're serving. Can you continue to talk to us a little bit about how Indianapolis has been able to enable that for you?
I didn't know anyone here, and here we are, the president of a bank. I always wanted to be the president of Colombia, but then I didn't make it that far. So I guess at least I got the title. Anyway. It's been great, and this community in particular, they actually want you to join them, and I've been one of those that I raise my hand and I go participate. And one of the challenges is getting this young community, these young professionals to actually join these boards and these committees and participate and have a voice and stop this noise that because you're Latino, they only want me because I'm a Latino. Well, who cares, man? Like if they want you because you're a Latino, jump in and make a difference. And the bank has been extremely welcome to me in many ways. We have challenges like everyone else. This industry of mine is very Caucasian, male-driven. We're making some inroads. I'm still the only male Latino market president for KeyBank, and we are from Alaska to Maine. We've been around 180 some years. So it's hard to believe that we're still having this conversation, but we try really hard to make sure we find that young talent and promote them.
So I really appreciate how you just kind of lean into some of these issues. I recognize that as the only market president that's Latino at KeyBank, you're no stranger to being the only one in the room. So can you talk to us a little bit about how you show up differently as a result of having that knowledge?
My personality allows me to do what I do best, which is, I like to laugh and I like to hug and I can talk to the person here, to the CEO. I mean, it's something that I was raised to do. I don't know how, but my parents did it. And I've seen it through them, so I'm fortunate enough that I can navigate things differently. I guess I have no issue with, being the different person in the room. I've been that person many times, and my accent is not going away, right? So I've been here 24 years, and it's probably getting worse. As much as I wanted my English to get better, it's like it's getting more confusing. But I guess that makes me sound like an expert. But I raise my hand and I ask questions. I mean, I cannot tell you how difficult that is for people when you're sitting in these meetings. And I don't know if it's a fear factor. I don't know if they don't want to say the wrong thing. But if we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. I do believe that 100%. And demographically, this country is changing dramatically. In about 15 years, it's going to be a majority country. Indianapolis is not that different. So we need to be better than that, right? We need to be prepared for it.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what some of those challenges are that some young people are facing that are a little different than maybe some of the challenges are that you were facing? When we think about all of these other economic factors that young people are dealing with today, maybe at comparison to where we were 24 years ago, can we talk a little bit about those challenges?
Our country is going through something that is very difficult these days, which is, the middle class is shrinking. And we got to figure out a way for middle class to grow again. The ones that came out 10 years ago during the recession, they had a really tough time finding a job. And, and that's real. And today, you graduate with a student debt, that's a huge burden. So we try to do financial education at the entry level, elementary school, middle school. But guess what? There's a lot of adults out there that have never been through a budgeting class. They don't know how to pay a bill because they never had to, for whatever reason.
I want to get back to work a little bit, right? Because I think that one of the things that we think about as young people, especially young minorities who want to move up in the world or want to, advance in our careers, sometimes there's a gap in feedback that we get or that we don't get because of folks aren't comfortable telling us what they might most want us to really know.
But let me tell you this, I go and talk to kids all the time. I shouldn't say kids, younger professionals. And you tell them, hey, follow up with me. Send me an email, here's my information, connect with me on LinkedIn. Do everything that I've been doing all my life. Networking is not just shaking hands and exchanging a business card. It's the follow-up. And I do it to my executive. When I go to Cleveland, which is headquarters for us, every time I go, I'll try to meet a new person. If they give me 20 minutes, that all I get, I don't care. They might know who I am because my name is very few Latinos, but just for them to give me time, I appreciate that more than anything, and I'll make it work. So the message for this younger generation is not different. I mean, I'm still working to move up. Just because I have this president title doesn't mean anything. I still have to do my job every day and get up and put my suit and go make some phone calls and knock on some doors and make sure the deals are getting done. This notion that somebody's gonna do it for you is false. They can help you, they can open doors, but at the end of the day, it's you, the person that had to own your career.
KeyBank leads a strong boots-on-the-ground effort to engage with the community, which is one of the many reasons why we're proud to bank with KeyBank. Can you tell me a little bit more about KeyBank's DEI initiatives?
One of the reasons I came to KeyBank was because of the diversity piece. And there is a new thing that people are adding to this called belonging. So it's diversity, inclusion, and belonging. We're saying we want to do it at the executive level. We want to do it at certain job grade and up. Because the low level, entry level is easy to hit. Is the higher ones. We're trying to move people through the system, so that person here that is hiring now can make a difference. And then we do great with women. KeyBank has always done great with women, and LGTB we have done phenomenal. We're doing better with male African Americans now at the executive level, and better with Latino executives. But it's a long journey, and this company believes on it, and it's hard. But our board, believe it or not, they have a metric that the CEO has to hit, where they're saying we got to get to this point because we as a company need to reflect our community.
That's right. We appreciate the effort. Thank you again for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You bet.
That's good.
Tasty, huh?
It's tasty, yeah.
Let's go straight into audience questions. Anyone got a question for Juan?
Hi, Juan. What is the best piece of advice you personally received as a young professional?
Thank you. That's a great question. That's a tricky question, too, because I can go in so many directions. No, but in all reality, I joked with Al earlier that I say never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. You just never know what's going to happen next. People get afraid of saying that, but there's nothing wrong with that.
So could you tell me about a time in your career where maybe you felt that there was a barrier that was there prohibiting you from moving forward within your career, and then how did you get past that barrier?
I joke about my accent and all that, but that's real. When you go to these meetings and you're the one with the accent and you're the one that might be saying things that you think you're saying and they're coming out the wrong way. So that's something I had to deal with every day of my life. There's nobody that is perfect in this world, and there's always flaws. We all have flaws. So as long as you're comfortable with yourself, I think you're going to be fine. And I think you're going to be fine, Rebecca. I know you.
All right, let's give one more round of applause to our guest, Juan Gonzalez, Central Indiana Market President for KeyBank. We want to say thank you to Jefferson Bourbon, our sponsor of today's conversation. Thank you also to the Fountain Room, which you all can visit right here on the corner of Carrollton and Massachusetts. Come out to Mass Ave and check out this awesome space. We also want to say a special thank you to our friends and production partners at Innovative. Thank you all so much for all the work that you all do to make this look so great. And also I want to say a special thank you to our audience. Thank you all for coming out. If you want to be a part of our live audience in the future, please continue to come out to Indie Hub events. We'd love to have you. Thank you.